All right, it's another day that I'm gonna go and ride my bike. Feeling pretty good this morning. The sun is out. I did have quite a bad day recently in terms of like my mental health. My mental health is something that I struggle with quite a bit. The other day I went out for a ride and sometimes you can sort of just like ride through the mental pain. I was having a really tough time. I honestly felt like I was just going to cry while I was riding. And I did shoot a video. I put it up on Instagram. I got a lot of good outreach from people and support from people, and that was really nice. So actually, I'm just gonna play the video here real quick. These are just like my raw emotions stopping on the middle of a ride. So let's play that video real quick. Not my best day. Had a pretty big route planned, like 70 miles, and just like overwhelmed with emotions. Very sensitive to everything. Like every car that drives by, I'm mad at. It's overly emotional. Just want to go home and curl up with my dog, watch a movie I've seen 100 times, make me feel some sort of comfort. Had a great ride on Saturday. Generally, my fitness is getting better. Weather's turning. Pretty cold today, but weather is turning. I just got fucking hit with a wave of depression. A wave of it. And I can't ride out of it. Got like 10 miles to go just to get back to my house. And I feel like I'm gonna limp all the way there. But you gotta post about the bad days because it's so much more than just the good days. Fucking A. My mental health is in a lot better shape, as if if you can tell. Sometimes these lows, these are very low lows. Sometimes they last a long time. Sometimes they don't last that long. I actually think putting out that video and like processing my feelings really helped me to sort of process the whole thing. I have these sort of manic highs and these really depressed lows quite a bit. It happens to me often. And it's just a part of my life. I hope to be better about it. I hope to find a therapist. Short-term goal of mine is to find a therapist. I think everyone should talk to a therapist. Cycling is not therapy. Cycling can be therapeutic, but it is not the end-all be-all solve of something like this. I also think that sometimes it can be almost used as an unfair stopgap. It's like putting a Band-Aid on something that might need stitches. You might be able to ride away from the pain once or twice, but then it's gonna eventually catch up with you. At least in my experience, it does catch up with me. Well-balanced, I guess that's another point here, is like a well-balanced life, making sure that you are, processing the good times and the bad times. I think it's important to share the bad times. I think a lot of people with social media, vlogging, YouTube, Instagram, whatever it is, share like only the good times. And a lot of the time, as an outsider, you see everyone's always just like posting this great stuff and they're taking these trips and they're buying new bikes and they're going on long bike rides and all that stuff's great. And it's great for everyone to like have good times, but there's plenty of bad times, and I think the bad times are very good and very important to share. I'm not suicidal by any means, but I am sad. I'm just like naturally a sad person. It's why I like to go outside and ride my bike and get vitamin D. That helps boost me. It's why I listen to mostly upbeat music, and it's why I can't really watch sad movies because they really bring me down and really affects me a lot. I am a highly sensitive person, very emotional, very sensitive. And I think there was a time in my life where I thought that like I was like too sensitive, but it also makes me the person that I am, right? And it's like, as much as like those depressed lows are like so bad, sometimes the manic highs are like wildly good for me, and they allow me to create things like It's Just a Hill, or be like really creative in my work, or just like, be creative enough to put on this Columbia fleece, which I got at the outlet in New Hampshire last year, and yes, it is a woman's fleece. Why are we gendering clothes? I don't know. Don't get me started. Actually, do get me started. You fucking wish I would get started, but I'm not gonna. Instead, I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna go ride my bike with Cal right now, and I think it's great to have relationships like the one I have with Cal. We're very like open and honest with each other. We can, share our good times, share our bad times. I think a lot of the times, men of a certain age, basically my age and older, tend to not share their feelings that well. It's sort of taboo to share your feelings, right? You just like need to be tough I think that's bullshit. And I think that outside on your bike for a couple hours with your buddy can be really enlightening and can allow you, and I know it has allowed me, and this is something that Cal and I have talked about before, to be more vulnerable. And being vulnerable is important. Putting yourself out there is important. Being open and honest with yourself. I think like self-awareness is sort of the root of my own personal success, whether that be in my career or my personal social life with It's Just a Hill. You got to be aware of yourself to be aware of how other people are feeling. And I think the sooner that you are self-aware, the sooner that you can be aware of your surroundings. So we're going to do like a 40-mile loop, talk about the ride afterwards. Had a nice little sort of rest recovery week. I had a big ride last Saturday, rode 112 miles. It was great out into Lebanon, Connecticut. Planning some bigger rides. Sunday's an Ija ride. Monday, Tuesday, hope for some bigger rides. And so this week is sort of a rest recovery week. You know how important I think rest and recovery is. And I'm learning more and more about myself in that regard too. Like my self-awareness journey is definitely not done by any means. And anyone who thinks that their journey is done in any regard, well, you're doing yourself a disservice, because I think like, you know, a big human component is continuing to learn and to grow. So keep learning, keep growing. I'm gonna get dressed and go ride my bike with Cal, maybe talk to him a bit about this stuff, talk about it afterwards. All right, dressed and ready to go. It's April, it's still kind of cold, it's like 40 degrees. So still got a thermal and a vest. I am working on a Garment diary. I think if everyone used a Garment diary, they would be much more likely to ride when it's cold or when it's wet, because they know from their past experience. I've talked about this before, but I'm actually gonna do it. Putting it on video, I think, will help me actually do it. A cycling Garment diary. All right, gonna go ride. I had to walk up the stairs. I already have my cleats on. I'm not walking down them, obviously. And every time I walk up or downstairs with my cycling shoes on, I fear for my life. I always feel like I'm gonna slip. Anyone else? Just me? Okay. Wow, good ride. We were kind of riding hard at the start.
That was great.
And then nice and casual at the end.
Spirited, power up.
Yeah, spirited is a good word for it. Started with some hills, ended with some thrills. Not really.
Downhills.
Some downhills. Yeah, thanks. I don't think I would have ridden this early.
Oh yeah.
No way in hell.
Out, so I figured we should get out there, you know?
Now I might even be able to nap.
Yeah.
Right turn. Solid ride. Hitting my lap button. I'm gonna cool down for the rest of the way. Even though the last 50 minutes or so, pretty chill. Woo. Windy out by these turf farms. We'll be home in like a mile and a half, maybe 2 miles. And yeah, to get a ride in before noon, been pretty rare the past 6 months. Feels good. 182 average watts. For me, that's 2.32 watts per kilogram. Burns about 1,300 calories. Drank about 400 calories with my endurance mix in my bottles. I don't think I quite finished my second bottle, but I will make it a point to finish it before I get home. Drink my recovery drink. And yeah, if we'll look at the stats of it, had some nice efforts out there. Don't feel like looking at my lap buttons now. Keene Orchard Road. All right, I'm home, and first thing before I even take off my helmet, especially look at my Strava stats, you gotta say hello to Harry, little Harry pup, little sleepy guy. Hello, sleepy man. He's a good boy. How was your nap? Harry? Hey, Harry. How was your nap? Normally he talks. I swear to God. He's a good boy. He's a good guy. Yes. Oh, we love you. Oh, we love you. Oh, you're a prince. You're gonna look like you're gonna fall off the couch, though. Just an old man. He's a good boy. Yes. All right, ride has been loaded. Let's check out all the stats if you care. 38.95 miles, 2,388 feet of climbing, 2 hours and 11 minutes moving time. That equates to a 17.8 mile per hour average. My average watts was 177. My max watts was probably around 900. I tried to sprint up the hill at the end of Die Hill. Felt good. Max power, 899. Weighted average power, 213. Yeah, it was a great ride. I feel like I don't do enough like 2 hour rides. I'm either trying to squeeze something in for like an hour, or I end up doing something really long, which I enjoy to do, but that's also how you cook yourself. And I end up riding for like 4 or 5 hours. Embrace the 2 hour ride. Feeling pretty good. According to my Garmin, my fitness is peaking. Take that as you will. You know, sometimes it says you're being productive or unproductive, or you're maintaining your fitness. And the Joint Cycling app says my fitness is improving. And even though this is my rest week, I'm still getting some rides in. Feeling good about that ride. Feeling good about a lot of things right now, which is good. I do need to lube the chain on this bike. It's been a little loud. I haven't lubed it in probably 200 miles. I lubed it before that 112 mile ride. Look at this. Pretty clean. You touch it, not much grease on the fingers. Wax-based emulsion from Squirt. Love me some Squirt. And yeah, mental health is important. Talk to someone if you have someone to talk to. I personally try not to burden my loved ones too much with it because it can be a lot. And yeah, I'm putting it out there. I'm trying to find a professional therapist. Has anyone ever used like BetterHelp? Has anyone ever done like Zoom therapy? Is that dumb? So too much Zoom stuff after the freaking COVID. Oh, also, I got these shocks, these Open Run Pro shocks based on the recommendation of Brian Caudy. He's used them. I think he's been using them for quite some time, maybe 2 or 3 years or something like that. And I've been loving them. My AirPods the battery hadn't been great. I didn't want to spend another $300 on AirPods or however much they are. The battery life on this is way better. And they are bone induction. So they don't actually go in your ears, essentially. I'm not quite convinced that there are little speakers here or not, or if these are just microphones. But they don't go in your ears, so you can hear it a lot better. And this back part clips on my helmet quite nicely. Boom, like that. So yeah, so far so good. I like these. The battery's great. I do forget to turn them off sometimes, and the battery's still pretty solid. And now Harry is staring at me from the other room because he, you know, justifiably wants to go outside or something. Let's see. There's this funny thing about Harry. Sometimes when you ask him if he wants to go for a walk, he doesn't really care for it very much. Watch this. Hey, Harry, do you want to go for a walk? Was that a yes or a no? The grunt kind of seemed like a no, but I can't be sure. What do you think? You want to go for a walk? Oh, maybe he does. Or maybe he just wants to watch this. If I give him a little bit of wiggle room, he's just going to curl back up. He knows what he wants. Still going to take him for a walk anyway, but he doesn't need to know that. It's good for his mental health and his physical health. 13-year-old dog. Got to get some exercise in. All right, I'm still in my cycling shoes. I've been home for like 10 minutes. You know how it is. If you ride your bike, sometimes after a ride, you just sort of like sit in your kit, maybe contemplate the ride or life in general. I'm not really contemplating anything. I'm just rambling to the camera. Thanks for watching. If you don't already, please subscribe on YouTube. It's very helpful. Helpful for us, for It's Just a Hill to like get out there and be more seen according to the almighty algorithm. Or just like this video, if you've already subscribed, that helps. Share it with your friends. Tell your friends about us. Come to group rides. It'sJustAHill.com is the website. It's Just a Hill on Strava. It's Just a Hill on Instagram. You get it. The links are below. Hope to see you at a group ride. Maybe we'll see you at some of the big rides that we're doing this year. I will personally be going to the Greylock Century Challenge. That's on July 27th in Dalton, Massachusetts, up by the Berkshires. You go up Mount Greylock. Great ride, great price point. Berkshire Velo puts it on. I'm sure you've heard me talk about it before, and if you haven't, well, you're certainly missing out. And Sloppy John's from here, where I'm standing. Gravel ride, there's going to be 3 different options. Everything can be found at It'sJustAHill.com or on the It's Just a Hill Strava page. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Boo!
Decaf left, regular right. Decaf left, regular right. It's very challenging work.